The woman's body is clean, the man's body is clean, but it's advisable. It's just an advisory. You can brush your mouth. You can also wash if you want. But I like the point you're trying to make that. If somebody say, okay, go and brush your, let's brush our mouth first. Why don't you wash up first?
Yes.
But even the best activities there are when you take a shower, like a warm bath or something, or a cold bath or something, like it's a whole
So
lot.
you don't believe in spontaneous sex? No, you have to brush and then prepare.
No. Like you know, the whole thing around like waking up in the morning and you just have to tick some boxes, some hygiene
Like
boxes.
that 2:33 a.m. you wake up and you go and tick your boxes of bathing and brushing. Then you come back and have sex by 2 a.m. or 3 a.m.
That's why I said that there are different kinds of kissing. You understand? You can still kiss.
Don't be saying you. Have you tried? Just
yeah,
explain.
of course, you kiss without brushing. It's not.
Please explain.
You can kiss without
can you remind
brushing.
me?
You can kiss without brushing. I can't really go down memory lane like that to start. I don't want to bore you with a whole lot of those things, you know.
I wanted to talk about like
You want to talk about what?
Boundaries in marriage.
What's boundaries in marriage? What does that mean?
Like among spouse, not like with third parties, but with like spouses, like you and your husband,
Spousal
and your
boundaries.
wife, and like are there things that you feel are like boundaries, like your spouse should respect my boundary? Like is there something that can fall into that space?
For me personally, I can't really think of any boundary that I have. Sometimes you wear my boxers. Just now, wait.
Hey, this man.
Just now in the studio, you were saying that this shirt you have not seen it before. That you want. I said, Tom, maybe the next video we are doing, I'll give you this shirt. I'll wear another one.
Yeah.
So I don't have boundaries. Even phone, our phone has the same password.
Oh shit, this
you understand?
man.
So what else do people have as boundaries? Anyways, I used to know a guy that once told me, in fact, he was at peace with his wife. So much peace in their marriage and so much love. And he's a whole lot more of the breadwinner kind of guy. The wife is a teacher. I'm not saying being a teacher means earning less, but she's a conventional teacher, goes to a classroom, not the whole online teaching we have these days. You know, she does all that. And one day, her parents are in need of cash. The guy always turns up like he's ever financially available, you know, for her family. And on a certain day, he now gives money to his mom, necessarily without telling his wife that he gave money to his mom. Don't forget that when she comes with those requests of her family members, he's already in the picture. So she knows and he knows and he responds. So this time around, he just sent some money to his mom to buy some medical supplies and all that. And because she has access to his phone, she looked up the phone and she saw that the husband sent money to his mom. And she began to throw a huge avalanche of tantrums.
A huge avalanche again.
Yes.
On top.
You know, imagine a massive avalanche. An avalanche is already massive. So they kind of got to that place where the guy was like, when I sent money to your parents, it wasn't an issue. I did not price it with you. I did not negotiate I don't negotiate what they need and all of those things, because he understands what it means to have aged parents and all that, aged or aged, whatever it is. Anyways, so he sent that money and the wife was very bitter. That why would he send money to his mother without informing her?
Yes.
And they went on and on and on and on. And the guy now decided that he now told her that in her life, she should never open his phone again.
So now
Yes.
that his phone now is a private property.
Yes, it's now
she's not supposed to touch.
Since she did not know how to manage that information, you understand? There's no point. A woman that will be telling you, don't give money, don't pay, don't support your mother medically. What kind of a woman is that? Do you understand? So he was just very offended that why would his wife go that far? And he meant it. Like the day he spoke with me, he really meant it. Now said that he does not even, that his phone now is
Do I know
a
this person?
total, no, you don't know him. So before we met, that a total no-go area, like his phone is a total no-go area for his wife. You know, so sometimes some people don't set out with setting up boundaries, but events can happen that now necessitate that the fact that okay, boundaries have to be set up. And I just feel that okay, like for us now, for example, my phone and your phone, we are where the passwords are the same, you know. There's really nothing. I'm not like those guys that will keep one phone in the car and keep one in the office and bring one
Even
home.
though you have two phones.
I have two phones, and you know my other phone, my kids that even use it much of the time.
Mhm.
So I don't have anything to hide in my phone, you know. But is there a possibility that people could hide stuff in their phones? The answer is totally yes. So I don't have boundaries with phones. I don't have boundaries in my boxers. I don't have boundary with my
This
shirts.
our boxers
So
matter.
no, it's true now. So what other thing can somebody use to have boundaries?
Okay. So some of the things I had in mind was um should couples share like toothbrush?
I know that toothbrush. Sometimes I don't think couples should share toothbrush like sharing toothbrush. But once in a while, you might just stumble on your wife's toothbrush in the bathroom and you're like, make her just brush her bag and move on. Then you first clean it well before using and you clean it well after using.
Somebody will say, if you can kiss your wife, then why can't you use her brush? That's for like those that are very, very
Yeah. For me, it's not a big deal, but it's still good for everybody to have their toothbrushes. Like toothbrushes, like very personal, really, really personal. You know, so having to now say I'm 100% using your toothbrush, you know, I don't think that's really cool.
That one is not too much.
It's not really cool.
How about bathing together?
Bathing together is good. Bathing together is ideal.
That's when the children are not sleeping in the same room with you.
Of course not.
Or
of
when
course
they will
not.
not come into the room and ask, why are mommy and daddy in the toilet together? Because, for example, like our children usually ask that question. Like he'll say, mommy, do you want to see daddy's body? Or daddy, do you want to see mommy's body?
Yeah, they don't know now. They don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Apparently, you know. So that one is actually good. The Bible talks about being naked and not ashamed, right? So how else apart from when you are in the state of assessing the aquifer, you know, for geologists amongst us, those people that know how drilling works and all that, when you hit the aquifer, the source of water, but you know, when you are in that aquifer moment, apart from being in the aquifer moment, what else can you do to really show that you can be naked and not ashamed? It's when you are having a bath, you know, which is also good for couples.
The aquifer moment is different from having a bath.
It's different. The drilling, you drill to meet the aquifer. Do you understand?
Hey, please help me in the comment section. What does that mean?
Yeah.
So, there was a film that I watched while I was growing up. I was still like a teenager then.
Yeah.
It was all these Mexican soap operas. And
Raquel and Roots.
All those type. Like
Wild
The Rich
Rose.
Also Cry,
Yeah.
Wild Rose and the rest.
Yeah.
So in this film, they had like a help, like a maid.
Yeah.
And then the guy was like one of the farm hands. And
Okay.
they fell in love.
All those farm hands, they
And-
always do crazy stuff.
And then they now got married.
Wow.
And it was a very nice build up to their marriage. So when they got married, when they got married, they slept together and all. Then
Yeah.
in the morning, the girl woke up, and then the guy woke up. He wanted to kiss her. She was like, no, I've not brushed, and
Yeah.
he was like, he does not mind.
Yeah, of course.
And then he kissed her.
in year
and
one,
then-
that's okay, marriage.
What did you
Wait.
say?
I say in year one, in the first year of marriage. It's okay not to brush. Second year is still okay. Third year is still okay. When you are not getting to 10 years in marriage, 11 years, I beg, go and brush. So I can understand, like, the freshness, like,
Anyway, I
even
think,
a mouth that is not well guarded, you know, it tastes like strawberries. So I get that.
so in the movie, that's and he was like, oh, this is this. And then he was like, he doesn't mind
Okay.
that she should not be shy, she should not be ashamed, that he knows her, blah, 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 blah. and then they kissed and they had sex again that
Wow,
morning. I didn't
wow.
watch the sex because I was a teenager, but that was
No,
what it
but
was.
it's okay. You don't even need to say you
That
don't
was
watch it.
no. I want to say just in case
Yeah.
you say, a teenager is watching. So that's it. So now getting married,
Yeah.
in my mind, I thought that that's how it used to be. That whether you brush, you don't brush,
Just come the way you are.
You can wake up from sleep with a kiss
Yeah.
and just go into. But when I now got married, I now realized that
How me?
you've never kissed me
How?
in the morning to wake me up. No.
I've never
And
kissed
even
you
if
to
we
wake
have
you up.
sex in the morning,
Juliana.
you never. And even if we were to have sex in the morning, then we don't kiss.
Wow,
Can you speak
really?
to that?
Ah.
We only kiss
You
during
know,
sex when we are
you know,
brushed.
kissing is in different. There are different levels of kissing, right?
Okay.
Different levels, like the level where people now begin to exchange.
Have you woken me up with a kiss?
I don't want to answer that yet. I'll answer that later. Which one is wake somebody up? This is how we wake people up. Which one is wake people up with a kiss?
Oh yeah, continue.
I've woken you up with a kiss many times. You will not even know that it's a kiss I was using to wake you up. But what I'm just trying to say is that, like being married doesn't necessarily mean that we should throw out personal hygiene. Like there's still personal hygiene is still very good.
Mm-hmm.
It's still very good, and it should be encouraged among couples. But it's totally not a problem if people want to do whatever they want to do and they don't care. Like you are just naked, you are not ashamed. If it's okay between the two parties, it's totally fine. I don't have anything.
So you've not answered my question. So let me repeat my question. It's like you didn't hear it. So my question is, since we got married,
I've not woken you up with a kiss.
You
and
know
am I
how,
okay?
No. Like you have never woken me up with a kiss. Most times, even if we have sex early in the morning or in the morning,
don't kiss.
We have to brush. If we are not brushing, then that means that sex is that straight on. Go straight to the point.
I feel that
without
I feel that having to brush is good, but it's not compulsory.
Kissing is not compulsory for sex.
No, having to brush may not be compulsory for some people.
But having the sex,
having
without somebody washing their vagina first, it's okay. You can have it. Wait. Wait.
No, that's not what you're saying.
You can have.
No, the reality is that the tools of work are different, and the environment is also different. So what I'm just trying to say is that do what works best for you.
I'm not asking the congregation. I mean the viewers. I'm asking you that.
Yeah.
So to you, it's okay to have early morning sex on a vagina that is not washed, but you cannot kiss.
Who said it's not washed? I beg.
Please answer my question.
No.
Answer.
What I'm saying is...
You are very neat. Answer, please.
No, what I said is... Who said it's not washed? Who said it's not washed?
Not me. That woke up early morning. You woke me up.
See,
you could not.
I feel it's now relaxed. I feel a lot of these things are majorly around perspectives. You understand? How do we perceive this thing? How has this thing been perceived over the years, from time immemorial till date? You understand? I feel that even if Adam and Eve were here, to necessarily share their experience, I don't necessarily feel that even with the abundance of water in the garden, that Eve might have been bothering around, that Adam would have just gone for the kill. So, and in line with that Adamic nature, I'm not talking about the nature of sin now, I'm talking about the nature of, because Adam was the first man to, express his conjugal rights.
So the nature of oneness in purity.
Yeah, so on that aspect, it is clean. We cannot say it's unclean. The woman's body is clean. The man's body is clean. But it's advisable. It's just an advisory. You can brush your mouth. You can also wash if you want. But I like the point you're trying to make that. If somebody say, okay, go and brush your, let's brush our mouth first. Why don't you wash up first?
Yes.
But even the best activities are when you take a shower, like a warm bath or something, or a cold bath or something, like it's a whole
So you
lot.
don't believe in spontaneous sex? No, you have to brush and then prepare.
No. Like you know, the whole thing around like waking up in the morning and you just have to tick some boxes, some hygiene
like
boxes.
Like that 2:33 a.m. you wake up and you go and tick your boxes of bathing and brushing. Then you come back and have sex by 2 a.m. or 3 a.m.
That's why I said that there are different kinds of kissing. You understand? You can still kiss.
Don't be saying you. Have you tried?
Just explain. Of course, you kiss without brushing. It's not.
Please explain.
You can kiss without brushing. Me? You can kiss without brushing. I can't really go down memory lane like that to start. I don't want to bore you with a whole lot of those things, you know.
Oh my God! Yeah. No, thank you for sharing. I'm sure that younger couples would have learned one or two things, especially just knowing that you can have sex without kissing.
Yeah. It's a possibility in marriage.
So now, since having sex without kissing is a possibility, how do you now have foreplay with your wife for her to be ready for the entry, since there's no kissing and there's no foreplay?
No, nobody said that there's no foreplay now. Kissing is just one of the very minute parts of foreplay. Like
there are other things.
Foreplay is like a manufacturing plant. Like imagine all the moving parts. And all the parts you have to move, you understand? So, yeah.
That's all.
That's all.
I thought you wanted to talk about
I'm just trying to
manufacturing plant.
Yeah, you know, the moving parts. There are parts that move on their own, and there are parts that you have to move. You know, so if you look at maybe like a car plant, there are some parts that are on automation. There are also parts that require human involvement and human push, So that's just what I'm trying to say.
All right. So growing up, there was this woman. Then I used to attend SU, that's Scripture Union. And then there was this woman that was in the meeting for Scripture Union. And I think like they asked women to have a meeting separately and men to have a meeting separately. I think her name was Madam Lizzie. That's Mrs. Lizzie or something.
Yeah.
So she was now sharing that, I don't know if it was her that gave the talk or she gave an example during the talk. She said that, for example, one of the things that she and her husband does together or do together to ensure that they keep that intimacy between themselves is that they shave each other.
Wow.
And she was like, she doesn't, that no matter what, she keeps her pubic hairs and everything for her husband, and he also keeps his own for her. So he does her own and she does his own. Now, but that thing can also be very not like humiliating, but it can be very I don't know. It can be very.
That's another level of private.
Yes.
But what's more private? What's there's no privacy in marriage, really. Sincerely, what's private? When people can procreate, what else is private?
Have you ever heard of it before?
No, it's my first time of having to hear that.
What do you think about it?
Yeah, I just feel that if it works for you, like these things, we are not. Nobody should set rules around them. Like it's just. Some people love the weirdest of things. Like that's how the mind works, and it depends on what is the trigger point of your mind. So that couple now, like that whole activity, you know, is a
sacred moment.
Yeah, is a trigger point for them. Even some people see couples that wash toes,
each other's feet,
that do feet washing. They do a lot of things. Like you'll be shocked what people really do to just maintain that whole intimacy and all of that. Yeah. So if it works for you. As far as it's healthy, it's clean, it's neat, it's godly. If it works for you, why not?
I think like one of the major times that a woman might actually need that is when she's pregnant and her hand cannot.
Yeah.
Because there's a way you are now pregnant and your tummy is your hand cannot.
I get it. That's why there's ask and you shall receive. So if a woman is in that position, why not? You ask.
Yeah.
You ask, you find out the possibilities, you know.
Okay. What about sex during menstruation?
No, that one's I don't I haven't done that before. I don't know. I don't know. You know this part of the Bible where they talked about if a woman does certain things, she'll be outside the tent. They'll keep outside the tent for 7 days. That means she's
You're always doing
unclean.
that. They have
she's,
a lot for women.
she's unclean. So it won't be nice to know like what the Bible says about some of these things, especially in the Old Testament, where if a woman is in her period, she's not supposed to touch, she's not supposed to participate in a lot of things. Like she's totally cut off from that whole religious process and all of that.
So talking about boundaries and privacy, would you say that would you say that in a normal setting that should be avoided?
I just feel I just maybe it's I don't know. I just feel that you can avoid it, yeah. Allow a woman to go through that rejuvenation process, because I feel that that process of what's it called again? What's that process called?
Menstruation.
Yes, the menstrual cycle is a process for a woman to re-emerge. So don't alter that process of re-emergence. Let her re-emerge. And
what if her re-emergence is for 7 days?
Let her re-emerge. Let her re-emerge. Let her re-emerge. Men should be coming down too.
Okay. There's one here. I just typed it on ChatGPT. So there's one here. It says avoid using the toilet in front of each other. Like for some people, using the toilet in front of each other is like a no-no. What do you think?
Is it like really using the toilet? Because you might use the toilet, you might urinate, you might also go further to, do other things. For me, I don't. There's no big deal. Oh. There's no big deal. Like, there's no big deal. It's not an issue. Yeah, it's not an issue. It's almost as if I don't even have any boundaries at all. Or maybe a lot of the things people might consider, okay, this is a boundary. Like for me, it's not a boundary. But I feel that also for a lot of people, I remember my pastor once sharing that he would wash his wife's undies and all that. He's like, if you can take off the panties, why can't you wash the undies? But that's
if
like,
you can take off the panties, why don't you wash the undies?
If you can take off the panties, you should be able to wash the undies. Yeah, that's the whole point of the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay. So we have similar things here. Avoiding using the toilet, knocking before entering the toilet, flushing and cleaning the toilet after use, brushing teeth daily, regular bathing and showering, using deodorant or body spray.
Very good.
Minding breath during conversations or physical closeness, using gum, mint, mouthwash, grooming and cleanliness, trimming nails regularly, avoiding long, dirty fingernails and toenails. What about people that used to scratch during sex?
What scratch?
Wound.
Enjoy each other.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Like when you keep nails during sex, you can easily enjoy each other. So it's good like to
cut your nails
so that you don't
let to know that. Is that one now like another demonic infusion?
Then cleaning up after shaving or grooming, that's like your bears, your hairs, cleaning it up, wearing clean clothes and underwears daily, not leaving used towels or clothes lying around, keeping shared areas like the bathroom and the bedroom tidy, discussing expectations around things like body hair, public grooming, or skincare. I remember that there was a video that I listened to, and the man was saying that now people are always saying that you wax, I don't know, that you use that thing that they use to remove pubic hair, that it will now be, they will use one kind of gum, I don't know the name, but they will use that thing, they will drag it out, remove it from the root.
Wow.
They do it for the armpit, for facial hairs, and for the private part. So he was now saying that because women are doing it now, there are some women that will just go and start doing it, that he does not know what it is. Maybe his wife tried it. He's like, he does not want that kind of thing, that he doesn't want to be having sex with his wife and he'll be thinking like he's with an underage girl
Wow.
that just
Just
like
come the way you
just
are.
like let it be neat,
Yeah.
maybe like just like a little shaving and just like carpet grass style,
Yeah.
than to
just be
now
totally absent.
use that thing to drag it off.
Wow.
So what I'm saying is that different people have different
People are really going on extremes, these days. Yeah.
to like,
But really,
but they're doing it to please.
at the end of the day, just do you. Do what works best for you and your partner.
But what this thing now is saying is that discuss even how you maintain your private area with your spouse.
Yeah.
too. Except maybe it's on health ground, probably if you leave something, but he was just saying that he noticed that maybe more women are now doing that because their fellow women are saying, "Oh, I just went to wax. Oh, I just went to wax." He's like,
Yeah,
he doesn't want to feel like
it's not gonna in terms of the innovations around these things, like it's gonna go. There will be no restrictions. Like I foresee a future where there might be no rules around a lot of things.
Okay.
The human mind is going at an alarming rate. People are thinking of new things. People are thinking of how to innovate marriage, innovation for sex, innovation for marriage. Like, so the mental dimension of how some of these things might look tomorrow, even in 5 years to come, you'll be very shocked what is not acceptable now that will be acceptable in the future. So it's just about the human race evolving, basically, and marriage and sex, a lot of evolution is going to really come into that space.
Yeah. So there's communicating when you're feeling unwell.
Okay.
Maybe someone is expecting it and you're like, "Oh, I don't feel too well." Post-intimacy hygiene, such as showering, cleaning up, using protection when needed, and all. So since they just said using protection when needed, like how do you see using protection in marriage? How do you see?
If you know you want more children, you don't need to, because protection is just to prevent fertilization, basically. So if you are still open for kids, then you might do away with protection. Then maybe once you're done, for those that want to do the vasectomy and all that for men, that's fine. For women that want to do other procedures and all that, that's also fine.
How about condom? Is it good?
Condom in marriage?
No, I mean, how is it feeling? Is it a good?
Yeah,
is it good?
It's all things bright and beautiful.
Okay, you can give your final words.
Yeah, well, the only thing I would say right now is, do you explore your partner, explore, know much more about them beyond their eyelashes and all that. Dig deep, explore, find things out, and also be willing for them to find things out about you. Yeah, this is just marriage is a symphony within the whole naked but not ashamed. You understand? Like, they just enjoy the music of it.
Yes. What will you say about the topic, which is boundaries? What would be your advice to couples on respecting boundaries or understanding or asking their partners about boundaries?
Yeah, it's good to ask those questions, right? But I just also feel that have realistic expectations. That's what I would also say. Because imagine you come with like 15 different lists of boundaries. I now come with 45. That means people have already set up their home for a lot of friction and a lot of failure, at the end of the day. So have realistic expectations, set boundaries that that even if it were you receiving it on the other side, you will not feel terrible about yourself. And the goal of boundaries is not necessarily to make another party feel guilty, maybe when they miss on certain things, or to make them feel like they are not worthy of you and all of that. If you are setting boundaries to now make yourself like feel all hyped up and all better than, it's just a moment of time. You would witness the conflict that could arise as a result of having too many stringent rules, too many stringent principles around boundaries and all that. Sometimes one or two things might slide along the way. Don't just go nagging all the hell around some of those issues, and let some things be. Some things you can overlook,
Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts.
Really nice to share. And I hope that you guys are enjoying these videos. If there are certain things you want us to talk about, please, you can drop it in the comment section. Do like the videos, subscribe, share, and you can even use for those of you who are content creators, if there are certain things I would say, you can highlight those things and create videos on it as well. Let's also know what you think about.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Bye.